Welcome on back to Skippers. Last week, I went in the Discord and asked you guys who are 10 hitters you're worried about. So today, I went deep dive on all the players. Figured, hey, should you hold these guys? Should you trade for these guys? Or you should trade them away? Here are the 10 players. Let's get into it. First player someone was worried about, WHIT MERRIFIELD of the Royals. 183 average, 2 homers, 13 RBIs, and 5 bags. Looking into his numbers, his expected batting average, 267. Slug is 269 with his X slug at 435. A weighted on base of only 222, but his expected is almost 100 points better at 317. Launch angle, 17.7 degrees, 2 degrees higher than his career average. His hard hit percentage is 33.1, career average is 30. K percentage, 13.8. It's been in the top 10% the last 2 seasons. His walk rate is 4.8%. His zone contact is 85.6, which is higher than his career average. And his chase rate is up a little bit this season at 31.9%. Whit Merrifield's a really good bat-to-ball contact guy, and his batting average on balls in play is only 207. He's never had a BABIP lower than 295. For me, this is a really good buy low spot on a player. He's a player with speed, obviously with 5 bags early in the season. He should be up near the top at the end of the year, and he's just clearly getting unlucky, a guy I'm willing to buy at this point. Second player, Jorge Soler of the Miami Marlins, 186 average, 7 homers, 16 RBIs. I mean, Jorge Soler, we saw what he did last postseason for the Braves. You come into this year, kind of struggles off the bat. Expected batting average, 248, slug 391 with his expected slug at 497, which is really good. His launch angle is 14.7 degrees, which is the exact same as his career average. His hard hit percentage is maybe 1 point lower than his career average. His strikeout percentage is down this year, 26.5%, and his walk percentage is up at 10.6%. His zone contact percentage is down, his chase rate is up, and his batting average on balls in play is only 221. His slash line was 167, 279, 302 entering May 7th, and he's recorded hits in 6 of his last 7 games with 3 homers in this time. I think it's a really, really easy buy low spot on Jorge Soler. Next guy I thought you should be drafting pretty much everywhere in your drafts is BRYAN of the Pirates. 203 average, 4 homers, 6 RBIs, and 1 stolen base. Expected batting average is only 40 points higher at 240. Slug to expected slug is 50 points higher. Weighted on base to expected weighted on base is only 30 points higher. His launch angle is down this year, 9.9 degrees. His hard hit percentage is 33.7%, whereas his career average is 40.2%. His K rate is pretty much the same that it's always been. His walk rate is normal again. His zone contact percentage is normal, and his chase rate is up 4 points over his average. Batting average on balls in play is 244. So I don't really know. These stats don't jump out to me to say, hey, you need to pick up BRYAN or you need to let him go. So I'm just going to hold BRYAN at this point. His weighted runs created plus is only at 91, even after this disappointing start. We're 9 points off the average. I think he's in a lineup where they'll obviously let him figure it out because the Pirates stink. So at this point, I'm just holding BRYAN Trevor Story of the Boston Red Sox is next. 193 average, 1 homer, 15 RBIs, and 3 bags. Expected batting average is 228. Expected slug up to 394. His expected weighted on base average is 317. His launch angle is up a crazy amount this year. So it's 23.8 degrees and his average is 18 degrees. I think one of the things is Trevor Story might be trying too hard to pull the ball up and out at the Green Monster there at Fenway. The hard hit percentage is way down. So it's 34.2 right now. And his average is 43.2%. He's in the bottom 8% of the league in strikeout rate. His walk rate's 9.2, which is okay. The zone contact is 72.5%, and the league average is 82. His chase rate's 29.7%, which is normal for him. Batting average on balls in play isn't bad. It's 284. So I'm probably trading Trevor Story away at this point. He's regressed every season since, I'd say, 2018, and he's finally away from Coors Field. Did hit another homer last night, and he has another bag. Sorry, these stats aren't totally updated. But it just hasn't been good for Trevor Story. It's a guy I don't want to wait that much longer on. And if I don't know a guy, like it was him and Bogarts kind of went in the same area in the drafts. I would love to have Bogarts instead of Story, but it's just not a deal you're getting done at this point. Next, we got Salvador Perez of the Royals, 209, 6 homers, 16 RBIs. He was just incredible last year with all the home runs he hit. This season, his expected batting average is only 3 points higher than his actual. His expected slug is only 11 points higher. The weighted on base average is down. I'm looking at some of these numbers, and I don't really know what I should do with them as well. The launch angle 19.2 degrees, which is pretty high, but not crazy for Sal Perez. The hard hit percentage is way down. It's 41.2% right now. Last season, 56.2%. The strikeout percentage, the same as last year. His walk rate, bottom 3% of the league. His zone contact percentage is 72%. 85.1% is the league average. And then his chase rate is actually the lowest of his career. Batting average on balls in play is 231. So I'm just kind of at a crossroads of what we should do with Sal Perez. I had people ask me, should I be dropping him? I don't think you should be doing that based on how tough of a position catcher is to fill. So I feel like there's some real issues with his profile. I might try and find another one, but I just don't know how many catchers have that real upside. And if Adley Rutschman isn't coming up yet, it's just a guy I'm keeping in Sal Perez. Got a couple gems coming up here. Yuli Gurriel of the Astros. He's only 62% rostered. 243 average, 2 homers, 10 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. Expected batting average is actually down from his actual. His slug and expected slug, they're way down. Expected weighted on base is 30 points lower than actual weighted on base. He is just hitting a ton of fly balls. His launch angle is 19.1 degrees right now. It is higher than his average career launch angle by 7 whole degrees. His hard hit percentage is running a career low, 35.4%. His K percentage is 14.5. He's usually in the top 10% of the league in this stat. His walk rate's 4%. The zone contact percentage is really good, 93.4%, which is his second best of his career. Chase rate 31.9. I'm buying Yuli Gurriel at this point. He's a player that should bump up your team average over a season. I think he's a really good buy if you've kind of struggled in your roto leagues for average. Like, check where your standings are and how your team has been doing in that stage. And if he's a guy that you can go get, I think you should get him. He's someone who makes a lot of contact and not a lot of hard contact, so I think that's why some of the expected stats don't favor him as much, but I am picking up and getting Yuli Gurriel. This is a guy I think I want to buy most in this video, and that is Nelson Cruz of the Nationals. 194 average, 4 homers, 20 RBIs. His expected batting average is 274. His expected slug is up to 510. His launch angle is only 6.5 degrees, whereas career average is 11.4. His hard hit percentage is actually down. He's at 47%, and his career average is 51. He's running the lowest strikeout percentage of his career. His walk rate's at 10%. Zone contact is just on par with his career numbers, 79.4%. And then he's chasing less, actually. 28.5% is lower than his career average. Batting average on balls in play is only 208. So this is screaming as a buy candidate. You look at his StatCast profile as well. It is all red. The advanced metrics look awesome. He's hitting the ball as hard as ever. I think there's no reason why you shouldn't be trying to pick up Nelson Cruz in your league. The guy I wasn't so high on is Max Muncy of the Dodgers. 150 average, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. His expected batting average is bottom 6% of the league. Okay, I expected slug at 406 when his actual is 298. The weighted on base numbers aren't very good at 302. His launch angle is up to 19 degrees, which is higher than his career average by 4 degrees. His hard hit percentage is down 6 points from last year. K rate, 22.7. His walk rate, this is an OBP guy. We all knew that. He's in top 1% of the league in walk rate. His zone contact is on par with his career numbers at 82.9. His chase numbers are the exact same as throughout his career, but he's running a 197 batting average on balls in play. I'm trying to trade away Max Muncy mostly because he's must avoid on the elbow injury last year. I think it might be hurting him to start this year as well. The batting average on balls in play shows that he has been unlucky. I think these numbers will improve. Max Muncy is obviously not a 150 hitter, but I think the elbow might derail a season here, and who knows if we catch Max Muncy on the IL and maybe done for the year. 2 left here. Second last one, FRANMIL Reyes of the Guardians. 207, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. Expected batting average is only 4 points higher than his actual. Expected slug is up 80 points. The expected weighted on base is only 20 points higher than his actual. Launch angle, 10.2 degrees, which is average for him. He's in top 9% of the league in hard hit percentage. We know how hard FRANMIL Reyes can hit the ball. He strikes out a ton, 41.1% K rate, while walking only 5.6% of the time. Zone contact's okay, 73.4%. Chase rate's 26.8%. And his batting average on balls in play is 339 at this point. So this really doesn't make sense as a guy I'm trying to buy who's at a buy low point. If his BABIP is that high and his expected stats are really that low, it's hard for me to want to keep FRANMIL Reyes at this point. He's striking out way too much, not making nearly enough contact for me. So it's probably a guy I'm trying to get rid of. I know he can hit 30 home runs in what he did in 110 games last year. but this has just been a very concerning start for FRANMIL Reyes. Finally, one of the more exciting players, Javi Baez of the Tigers. 210, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. Expected batting average only 227. Expected slug only 388. And expected weighted on base 282. His launch angle right now is 7.2 degrees. And if I see a low launch, I tend to think that pitchers aren't going to pitch him high in the zone. Like, you're going to hit the ball into the ground if pitchers throwing you low in the zone. Hard hit percentage is down 10 points from last year. He's somehow cut down his strikeout rate by 10 points while hitting this poorly. His walk rate's 4.5%. His zone contact percentage is the best of his career so far, 80.5%. But his chase rate at 45.9% is also the highest of his career. BABIP of 260. I don't think this is going to be one of Javi Baez's best years. I obviously get the big deal from the Tigers. It's a harder ballpark to hit in, I believe. So I'm just not a guy I really want to have. In roto leagues, you knew you were going to struggle with Javi Baez because of the average. That's just who he is, but you'd get the powers and the RBI number to back it up. But I don't think the output's going to be there this season, so I'm trying to get rid of Javi Baez. Thank you for watching. Make sure you join the Discord, subscribe, and we will see you next time.